You might say, where's do you hope to fit Brivo in on this in terms of the hosted application? Where does it come together for you here in terms of course the integration with the access, the hosted access, hosted video? What does it create, and what's the value for the user?
Okay. First of all, I agree that it's a crowded market, but only part of the market is crowded. The part that's crowded is really the mid to high end. So when we were doing market research for this, we saw two segments that were underserved. One is the small business market, who's not interested in purchasing a DVR and doesn't know how to maintain one or expose it to internet access. The other market that we think is underserved are large enterprises that have a need for a small number of cameras at a large number of locations. Those are not areas that are very well served by any of the enterprise solutions that are out there today. So what we're doing then is providing the value of access control plus hosted video all in the same application, all delivered as a service.
Everyone wants to tie in event management with video. Is it easier to do in a hosted environment? Is it a little less work involved in integrating devices, essentially, integrating material, integrating equipment?
It is. I mean, there's a couple of different places where you can ask the question, is it easier or not easier? One is when you're developing the application. So it's definitely easier to do it all inside of a single application framework than it is to have one application over here and another one over here and try to get them to work together. So what we built was from the ground up, access control with video, all in the same object hierarchy, all integrated in the same application. What that does is to make it much easier to do that integration between events and video out in the field. We've reduced the skill set requirement on the installer to being able to plug in an IP camera to an RJ45 jack, being able to install a traditional control panel or edge device, and all the integration is then done back at Central. So the skill set required out in the field is pretty close to zero.